Employee of the Week, Good Samaritan today as well, and also Friday's Heroes. So it is, I always say this every week, this is my favorite part of the week. We get to celebrate our great public safety professionals, we get to celebrate our community, and we have puppies today. So how can you beat that on a Friday? So the sun's shining, and there's kids and puppies and police officers and citizens here. So let's start with Employee of the Week. Roxanne, come on up. And Paul, are you here? There you are. We'll start with the puppies.
See, she got the puppy, I got Daddy.
She did, yeah.
This is Don Juan. He's the pop.
He's the pop. And who's this again?
Alfie.
Alfie. Blue eyes, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So our Employee of the Week is Roxanne Sanchez, and we are honoring her for going above and beyond to help a customer locate his service animal that had been impounded. You see service dogs a lot now, right? You see them all over the community. You see them even on airplanes. Throughout the nation, it has become a real trend for people who need service dogs to get the help that they need by having these great animals. So this past March, a gentleman went to the Animal Welfare Department Eastside Shelter to claim his dog that had been collected by Animal Welfare after it was found out in the community without its owner. The owner of the dog had difficulty explaining to the shelter staff the series of events which led to the dog being seized, and had difficulty communicating his unique needs. Roxanne was listening, and she noticed that the man was having difficulty in explaining himself, and she decided to step in and assist in the situation. She spoke to him with compassion and with patience and with sensitivity, which helped to reduce his stress level to better articulate the circumstances that he was in. Because of her thoughtfulness, she helped the man go on to explain that his missing dog was actually his service animal. She worked with the shelter's customer service staff to locate the dog and identify the reclaim fees that might have applied. She learned that the service dog had been taken to Animal Welfare's West Side shelter for housing during the stray wait period. The man explained to Roxanne that he wished to get his dog home as quickly as possible, but that he did not have the transportation available to get it home from the West Side shelter. So, Roxanne volunteered to pick up the service dog, transport it to the East Side shelter where the dog would undergo surgery to be neutered, and arrange for it to be held until the animal was fully recovered. Animals that are intact are required to undergo surgery as part of the city's support for the positive animal population management in our city. She explained to the man that all the reclaim fees would be waived, as this was the dog's first time to be impounded under these circumstances. So Animal Welfare Department Director Paul Castor reported that Roxanne demonstrated true and outstanding compassion for the man and his service dog by continuing to work with him during the reclaim process until it was all resolved. He explained that because of her willingness to take time out of her already busy day and invest in her personal time towards helping this customer in need, it reflected just her day-to-day commitment and passion for what she does. And so for that reason, Roxanne Sanchez is our Employee of the Week, and we appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Paul, you want to say a few words?
Sure. Roxanne is, it kind of exemplifies what we look for in employees. We do values-based hiring. We're looking for people that care or have compassion, not just for these cute cuddly things, but for the people as well. And that's the hard part for us, because most people that really love animals don't get along so well with other humans. So to find somebody like Roxy who can actually care enough for the people, who can recognize the need, and who can actually stand up and show the courage to walk up and say, let me help you. That took a lot of her time. It took a lot of courage to do that.
Thank you.
And I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud to be here with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. So Roxanne, so what we do is we have an Employee of the Week certificate, and it says, this certificate is awarded to Roxanne Sanchez, Animal Welfare Department. On behalf of the entire city of Albuquerque, I, Richard Berry, Mayor of Albuquerque, thank you for your public service and your dedication. Your actions exceeded the call of duty and went beyond normal expectations. For the entire week of May 29th, 2017, you were entitled to all the privileges set forth by the office of the Mayor as Employee of the Week. And we have a letter for your personnel file, and we also have one of our Employee of the Week coffee mugs.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure if any of those benefits of being Employee of the Week are any better than holding a puppy.
I don't think
But so you already have that going for you. But
Thank you.
we are very grateful,
Thank
and I
you.
know the gentleman with the dog. You got him reconnected with his helper.
Thank you.
And so that's good stuff. We appreciate you very much. Thank
Thank you very much.
So we have a Good Samaritan Award today, and Paul Castor is up here again to talk about some great folks. We're recognizing 10-year-old Fabian Gonzalez, 12-year-old Isaiah Williams, Rhonda Hernandez, and Andrea Quintana for their determination to save 2 stray adult dogs and their 6 puppies. And this is the little sister. What's your name again?
Deanna.
Nice to see you. She's 4 years old. So last month, Andrea made a call to the City of Albuquerque's Animal Welfare Department Field Division indicating that she found some dogs inside of an open field drain needing to be rescued. When Animal Welfare Corporal Tomas Romero and Officer Raymond Candelaria arrived on scene, they were greeted by Rhonda, Andrea, Fabian, and Isaiah. Andrea led Corporal Romero and Officer Candelaria to the drainage hole where a black Labrador mixed male dog. The dog is what, Paul? What's his name?
Don Juan.
Don Juan.
What else?
And a red Chow Chow mix female dog.
Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, is this?
She's not.
She's not
taking care
here.
of the other babies.
Okay, had created a den for their litter of 6 puppies. Rhonda was able to gain the trust of the 2 adult stray dogs to get them out of the drain, but their 2-week-old puppies were still inside the hole and needed to be saved. Officer Candelaria left the scene to retrieve a carrier from his city truck, and when he returned, ready to retrieve the litter and place it in the carrier, he saw that Rhonda had already managed to recover all 6 dogs. And Rhonda is...
I'm Rhonda, but it's actually Andrea. She crawled in the hole.
Okay, really?
Yes, she
Wow,
did.
so excellent. So the group explained that to help Andrea rescue the puppies, Fabian and Isaiah used a shovel to make the entrance to the hole large enough for her to enter the den that was 6 to 7 feet below the surface to safely handle the puppies and lift them to safety. So the 4 citizens showed extraordinary teamwork to help Corporal Romero and Officer Candelaria rescue the stray dogs and their puppies, and because of their efforts, these dogs are now finding themselves in a place to find a forever home. So for this reason, Fabian and Rhonda and Andrea and Isaiah were chosen as this week's Good Samaritans. And I want to have Paul Castor again give some brief remarks, and then we have some gifts for you as well. So I want to put you down there, okay? All right. Gotcha. All right, Paul.
Yeah, I can't hold her and the puppy at the same time.
All right.
How about that? This is just an incredible opportunity for us to say thank you. Because the fact that the citizens showed up and took care of this. I mean, these young men took it upon themselves to excavate a hole that this young lady could get into, and to bring those animals out. That's just an incredible effort. And we love the fact that we have citizens who have that kind of compassion. And our guys were able to get there. Unfortunately, the corporal and the officer couldn't be here today, but the lieutenant's here to represent them. And just thank you guys so much. We're having a great time with the puppies.
Yeah, this is great.
Awesome.
So what we would do, so we'll have one of these for each of the 4. So we have a mug.
Thank you.
Not for coffee yet, for you, but for hot chocolate. And in each of this is Isaiah's actually certificate, and it says this certificate is awarded to Isaiah Williams. On behalf of the entire city of Albuquerque, I, Richard Berry, Mayor of Albuquerque, thank you for your dedication to the citizens of our community. You have been granted this award because you have displayed an extraordinary level of care and compassion, caring for your fellow neighbor. So Isaiah, I'm going to give this to you.
Thank
And then I think we also, for each of you, we have some tickets to the biopark in the zoo. So we have 4 tickets for each of you. And we also have some swim passes. So yesterday, as another reminder, the media did a great job of covering our stay away from the ditches campaign. Ditches are deadly. So we want to make sure we have some free pool passes for children in our community so they know that they have a safe place to swim. And so we'll give that to you as well. And we have one of these for each of you. So I want to say thank you very, very much. Extraordinary young leaders, thank you for coming and visiting. Thank you so much for what you did, and thanks. That was amazing. So congratulations. All right, last but certainly not least today, we have our Friday's Heroes, which are APD Officer Sabrina Lopez and Officer John O'Gwin. So we are recognizing them for buying groceries for a woman who actually was being engaged because she was shoplifting. And she wasn't just shoplifting, she was shoplifting for some essential food items that she and her family needed. So you may recall that this is not Officer O'Gwyn's first Friday's Hero. In January of 2014, he was recognized for responding to an accidental shooting call, and he treated a woman who had sustained life-threatening injuries. So today, he and Officer Lopez are being recognized for the compassionate act that took place just a couple of months ago. So Officer Lopez and O'Gwyn were dispatched to a grocery store due to a report that a 50-year-old female, 50-year-old, had been stopped and detained for attempting to shoplift. While shoplifting was not an unusual occurrence, the items that the woman was attempting to shoplift weren't the normal things that you would expect someone who is an enterprising criminal, let's say, to be stealing. Officers found that the stolen merchandise were actually items that were essential food items, including some ground beef, some cheese, and some bread. So Officers Lopez and O'Gwyn directed the woman certainly not to return to the business. This is not the way you go about providing for your family. I mean, we all know that, right? But they did something extraordinary after that. They transported her home. The officers were so moved by the woman and the desperate circumstances that she found herself in after they dropped her off at home, that these two officers actually went back to the store and purchased with their own money the groceries for this woman. When they delivered the much needed food items to her, she was frankly overwhelmed with gratitude. So APD Sergeant Jim Edison, Officer Lopez, and Officer O'Gwyn's supervisor reported that he works to instill in his officers two guiding principles. That is to go home safe every day to their families and to make your mom proud of you. And Sergeant Edison feels confident that the officers' moms were very proud of them on this day for their compassion that they showed towards this woman. And for this reason, Officer Lopez and Officer O'Gwyn are being recognized as this week's Friday's Heroes. And if you've forgotten, 7 months ago, I announced the ABQ Kindness campaign in Albuquerque. And our goal in Albuquerque is to have our youth actually lead us to 1 million acts of kindness. And so we'll talk about this later, gentlemen. To date, we have logged almost 150,000 acts of kindness, and this is certainly worth two more to that. So I just want to say thanks. And this is really a testament to your men and women at the Albuquerque Police Department. I mean, this is a hard job, and it's a difficult job, and they see a lot of tragedy, and they put their lives on the line, and their families worry about them. And there are day in and day out examples that we could give you of what these officers do, not just to enforce the law, which they raise their right hand and swear to do, but to just really care for their community in a compassionate way. So I couldn't be more proud. And I want to have Chief come up and say a few words as well, and then we have some awards for you, Chief.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Why don't you guys come in a little closer? The thing that I really have to say is this is the true heart and spirit of the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department. And both of these officers represent that spirit. And it's a spirit of caring for their community first, and then being community caretakers. And what I mean by that is they saw someone that was in desperate need, and rather than taking the enforcement action, they did an act of grace and an act of kindness. And it's not your first time, I know that. And this just speaks to the heart of the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department and the great job that they do every single day. And I know that Sergeant Edison is a very special sergeant in the Albuquerque Police Department, and he truly does represent what we want our supervisors to do. And he leads from the front. And I know this award is about these two officers, but you know, when you have great leaders out there out in front and showing what kindness is all about and what caring is all about, it's just a natural evolution for the men and women that work for that sergeant to do the same thing. I have the feeling that you'll be back here again soon, because of the fine work that you do every single day and the compassion that you show to the people that we serve. So congratulations. Thank you.
Let me hop in here. Let me step in here. So what we do every week for you've been through this once already, but what we do every week is we had a coin commissioned, and it is the Mayor's Public Safety Heroes Award, and it's for police, fire, and emergency management. And this is a very small thing, but it comes with a great amount of gratitude, and it's something that we'd like you to have just as a token of our appreciation, how much we care about you and the work that you do, and just how appreciative we are how you are great caretakers in our community. So I want to give one to you. Thank you so much. And once again, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your leadership.
Thank
And
you, sir.
thanks for doing this. So there you go. What a great week. I mean, this is, oh, Sergeant, wait a minute. Sergeant wanted to say a few
No,
things.
sir, everything's good. Thank you very
Sure?
much. Absolutely.
It says right here, brief remarks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So, appreciate y'all being here today. Sticking around to stay up here. We'll do some photos. And like I say, if you have family members here, let's bring them up to celebrate with us in the photograph. So, thanks again. Thanks again to the media for coming. We appreciate you doing this every week. It just really puts our 6,000 employees in the light that they deserve to be in, which is great public servants and our great community members as well. So, have a good weekend, everybody. Be safe.